Welcome to the HERmony podcast, the podcast where we get healthier, happier and hotter without the hustle, where we step into the version of her that we've always wanted to become while staying in harmony with the mind, body and spirit. So today's podcast, I don't know if you can tell from the red attire, but we are in our fire horse energy today. I'm actually so excited about the fire horse. I feel like it's literally at the exact right moment in my life. Let's talk a little bit about fire horse and what it's supposed to bring in the first part of the pod. So fire horse energy is a fearless energy. It's us stepping into the action of doing the things that we want to do, like a fearless risk-taking energy, and I'm literally here for that. That's literally what my year is about. Like, genuinely is about taking the biggest risks and just going for the things that you want to go for. And definitely for me, like the year, I don't like, probably for the past 2 years, I don't know what the year before the snake was, but the energy of my last few years was definitely shedding like past things and healing from experiences and like leaving all the old parts of me behind, and finally right now just being ready to step into the version of myself that I want to be. So it's so on point. My word of the year, like maybe not so much last year but the year before, was peace. I really like desperately was searching for a sense of peace within my life because there was so much chaos and so much unsettlement and like uncertainty, and I just was I said it out loud so many times, I just want peace, I just want peace, I just want peace. And I feel like I have created that peace in my life now. Like anything that needed to be removed, any people, any environments, any things like about myself, or just everything that was in the like way of peace is gone. So this is like where it's perfect for me now to be like, get on my fire horse and like do my fire horse thing. And like my words for the year this year have been like from day one, it's been audacity and authenticity. Having the audacity to chase after every single thing that I want, like, and like obnoxiously audacious is like what I'm going for this year. Like I don't care what anyone thinks. I don't care what, like, how I come across or what's cringy or like whatever. I'm going for every single thing that I want this year. And what I'm kind of tying into that is like, it has to be done with authenticity. It has to be done with like me at the core being completely and honestly myself, because I feel like what people get stuck with is they create this version of themselves that works, but it's actually not them. So then when they like have built this whole thing up, they're like, oh shit, like actually I don't even know if this is what I'm about, or this is what I enjoy, or this is what I love. And then you have to like start again from scratch and do it from an authentic place. So it's really important to me to do it from authenticity. And yeah, that's kind of what fire horse energy is about, is following what makes you feel alive. So obviously some of the things that we're not supposed to do today, I don't know if you can tell, we probably can't, but we're not supposed to wash our hair, which I haven't done, even though it desperately needs washing. We're supposed to wear red today. We're not supposed to get into any arguments or complain or criticize or anything like that. We're not supposed to clean, and we're not supposed to argue. I've not done any of them. I've been fully in my fire horse energy. I've recorded my Chill Babe nervous system course, which I just got up, got it done, filmed it, boom, went straight into filming the podcast, boom, got other things to do after this, boom. It's just like go, 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 go. But what goes with that is I could just be go, 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 go. But if I don't regulate my nervous system, then I'm going to get to a point where I can't go anymore. I'll get stuck, like my horse will get stuck. So that's kind of what I want to talk about in the pod today. I want to talk about fire horse energy, but making sure we actually can fulfill the things we want to do, because I think it's so easy in your head to be like, right, this year I'm going to do X, Y, Z. I'm going to be this version of myself. I'm going to like chase after my dreams. I'm going to manifest everything that I want. And you go to do it, or you have all the intention to do it. You create your vision board. You're like, fully feel like by the end of the year you're going to have achieved all of your wildest dreams, but then you don't. It's like, why didn't I do it? And I truly believe the reason we don't do it, the reason even if you do all of the manifestation systems under the sun, you're not getting there because you're not regulated. And you might make some progress, but eventually you reach capacity with what your nervous system load can take, and you stop. And so that's what I want to talk about today. I want to make it possible for you to step into your fire horse energy by teaching you my 4-step practice in regulating your nervous system in the moment. I'm going to talk a little bit about nervous system regulation just as a whole, and then I'll go into the 4-step process. So your nervous system, firstly, is your body's communication system. It's how your brain communicates with your body. And it's basically, its whole purpose is to keep you safe. So it's constantly scanning for threats because it wants to keep you alive. It's doing its job is to keep you alive and well. And the thing that happens with that is it gets its wires crossed because anything can be perceived as a threat to your nervous system if your body is reacting to it in that way. So where obviously a natural threat would be like me being chased by a lion, my nervous system would kick into fight or flight and I would like run from the lion, and I'd do everything I could to keep myself safe. My heart rate gets elevated, my breathing goes up, all my systems go into keeping me safe from that lion. But your nervous system just sees threats as threats. So I might then also perceive a threat as like a presentation, for example. Like I might have I don't have a work presentation, but I might have a work presentation and my body sees that as just as much of a threat as the lion. And so even though I have all these big dreams to become this person and get promoted and do all of this, my nervous system sees that presentation as a threat, and I might step into the presentation, my body shuts down and I don't perform as much as I want. So that is kind of what your body does. It just tries to protect you. And then, so what do we do if our nervous system is trying to protect us from things that it doesn't need to protect us from? What if your nervous system is trying to protect you from the very thing that you're actually trying to chase? So what we do in that case is we regulate our nervous system. We practice nervous system regulation. So what is nervous system regulation? It's the practice of actively being able to shift yourself from fight or flight, which is your sympathetic nervous system state, into regulation, which is your parasympathetic, your rest and digest. So rest and digest is basically the state that your body's in when it's not trying to save itself. So that's when you can go into recovery, when you sleep, when your body heals itself, when you're able to digest. That's your rest and digest. So your heart rate slows down, your breathing slows down, all your hormone systems can function properly. We want to be able to shift ourselves out of fight or flight and into rest and digest as efficiently as possible, because we can't do anything that benefits us if we're feeling at threat. We can't chase our dreams, we can't go after the things we want to do, because all our body's trying to do at that moment in time is protect us and be safe. So it doesn't want you to exert yourself, it's just trying to save your energy as much as possible. So it doesn't want you to kind of, and this is where you would procrastinate more, because your body's just trying to protect you from and save your energy because it thinks it might need to run again. So where you might want to get up and do things and be proactive and chase your dreams and, you know, tick all the things off your to-do list, if you're in a chronic state or in a state of fight or flight, I think you're procrastinating for no reason. You're procrastinating because your nervous system doesn't feel safe for you to go after the thing you want to do. So we regulate our nervous system, and how do we do that? So in order to regulate our nervous system, I've come up with a 4-step process, which is the 4 S's. Number 1 is you're going to scan. So in a moment where you might feel stressed, you're going to stop and you're going to just be within your body. And what I just mean is just stop being aware of what's going on around you and turn inwards. And from that point, you're going to scan your body and just see how everything's feeling. And you're going to ask, firstly, what is my breath doing? So can you feel that your breath is faster? Does it feel elevated? Does it feel short? And then you're going to ask, what's my heart rate doing? Does my heart rate feel fast? Does it feel slow? Just be aware of it. And then finally, you're going to say see how you feel. So you're going to check, what is the emotion that I'm feeling right now? Am I feeling flat? Am I feeling anxious? Am I feeling sad? What is this feeling? And then you're going to look for any indication in your body, like, is there any tightness in your chest? Do you feel like knots in your tummy? Do you feel your jaw clenched? Is there any physical signs that you're feeling dysregulated? And then finally, you're going to name the emotion. So what am I feeling in this moment? And just either say it out loud or say it in your head, but just naming the state helps you to process it. So that's step number 1. Step number 2 is once you've scanned your body and you've named the state, It's support. So we're going to look at what our body is actually doing, and because sometimes we feel so disconnected from our bodies and we don't know what's going on. So you might want to go and step in front of a camera and record a podcast. You put the camera on and you just go so shy and you stutter and you think, why am I doing this? I just want to do it. Support is about understanding that your body is in that moment just trying to protect you, and it's just naming the fact that I understand that my body in this moment is trying to protect me, it's only trying to do things for my good, and we just understand that relationship. Step number 3 is shifting our state. So this is the action that we actually take. Now, in my nervous system regulation course, Chill Babe, we build our own personal toolbox of tools that we can use, which are uppers, downers, an emergency shifter, and the thing that we do on a daily basis. And we use these at will to shift out of our states. So an upper, for example, might be like if you're feeling really like flat and unmotivated, you might use an upper to bring yourself into a state where you can mobilize and you can get things done. Or you might use a downer if you're feeling super anxious, you've had too many things to do today and you're overwhelmed. You might use a downer to bring yourself back down and to calm yourself. So we'll pick our tool from our toolbox and we'll shift our state. And then the final thing is to strengthen, and strengthen is us doing that long-term nervous system regulation over time, which I'm not going to go too much into today, but I do go into in detail in the course. And that's about building our vagal tone so that over time we're actually more efficient at going out of fight or flight and into rest and digest, and we build that muscle over time in order to make it easier for us to shift. So we use that 4-step process in order to change our state, so to go from fight or flight into rest and digest. And because we've done that, it means over time we actually can get things done, capacity to actually step into the person that you want to be, because we've got this amazing fire horse energy and we want to do all these amazing things, but if we don't feel safe to do them, our bodies physically will not allow us to do them. And like if we talk about this in terms of building our dream body, you might really want to build the best body of your life this year, and you might have all the good intentions to do that. You might have done your vision board, you might be doing your visualizations of these things, and then you go to do the actions and you don't feel safe enough to do them, and you can't, you shut down, or you procrastinate, or it's the last thing to do on your list and you don't do it. And over time, ignoring these things and not getting them done, we build up distrust with ourselves, and then eventually we fall off and just think, this is not for me, this is not something I can do. It's all it was is that you just didn't feel safe enough in your body to actually achieve it. So let's really, like this year, yes, we've got fire horse energy, we're going out after everything we want, and we've got that like fiery, sexy, like go after it energy. But don't think that nervous system regulation just makes you a soft girl, makes you just trying to be calm and meditate all the time. Nervous system regulation is helping you to build up the capacity to actually be that person, to be that fire horse energy. Like nervous system regulation will allow that to actually happen. So that is, I'm really excited that I actually have a question that I can answer, and it is related to nervous system regulation. Okay, so here's the question. I'm not going to name the person because there's some details in there, so I don't want to air anyone out. But I'm going to paraphrase because it was a back and forth. So she said, what did you do to transform your body without putting your body under stress and inflammation? As I've been working out, tracking macros, hitting steps in water, and my bowels have become more upset the past few months. And I feel this has also stopped my weight loss. The docs have done tests and they say nothing's wrong. I feel it's stress related. I have a stressful job at times. I've noticed that when stressed, if I then have sugar, this causes urgent bowel movement. So now I feel like I need to learn how to deal with stress in a way that my body doesn't react and spike my cortisol. Once that is under control, then I feel my food and gym work will start becoming more effective and weight loss will come. So that is a really good question, and it's really good insight as well, because she definitely has some understanding of the process. So I'm going to just touch on this a little bit more. So the first thing is that all your body's systems are connected, okay? So as I said, your nervous system is your body's communication from your brain to your body, and it kind of pulls all the strings. So your brain obviously senses threat or safety, and then that affects your heart rate. So your heart rate will either go up if you're stressed, or it will come down if you're feeling calm. And it's like a brake. So when you're feeling calm, your parasympathetic system activates. It's like a brake on your heart rate, and your heart rate comes down. That then goes on to affect your breathing. So your breathing will either become more shallow and a little bit quicker when you're stressed, or it will slow down and maybe become a bit deeper. You'll be able to have deeper breaths when you're feeling calm. That then affects your endocrine system, which is your hormones. If you're very, very stressed, you're going to have elevated cortisol and adrenaline. If you're feeling more calm, you'll get things like oxytocin and serotonin, which are good hormones. Your muscles are more tense and tight when you're under stress, and they are more relaxed when you're calm. That then affects your gut. Your gut will be able to absorb nutrients and digest properly when you're feeling calm, but when you're feeling stressed, your gut is going to take a break from digestion, and then that's going to cause you to feel more bloated and stressed. Then your inflammation goes up when you're more stressed. However, your inflammation comes down when you're feeling more calm. Your ability, because of all of these things, your ability to focus and your kind of clarity of mind is a lot better when you're not as stressed. But when you are more stressed, you're more chaotic and you haven't got clarity of mind, and you can't make better decisions. So as you can see, on every front, these systems have some sort of effect on your body goals. So if you're stressed and it's chronic and your gut is feeling irritable, yes, that does make sense, because your digestion is disrupted when you're feeling super stressed. When you're more calm, your digestion can flow better, you can absorb nutrients. So even if you're eating well, if you're chronically stressed, you might not be able to absorb all the nutrients as well as you would. In inflammation, so even if you are making progress in the gym, if you're chronically stressed and you're inflamed, you might not be able to notice the results as much because you're chronically inflamed, so you're puffy regardless. Or like I said, with the decision making is one of the biggest things with your fitness goals. In the moment, making the right choice, your body is literally just a big build-up of choices after choices after choices and choices on a daily basis. So if you're not making the right choices, you're not going to be in the body that you want. If you're in a calm nervous system and your body is calm, then you can make better choices. So you can make the right choices for the body that you want. However, if you're chronically stressed, your ability to make them decisions is harder. Add to that your hormone system being out of whack when you're very stressed, you have got more cortisol pumping in your body. Cortisol is a fat storage hormone, so it actually prevents you from mobilizing fat and will keep fat here because it's trying to, as I said, your body's trying to protect you, so it's trying to save your organs, so it packs fat around your organs. When you feel more calm, you haven't got as much cortisol in your body can finally release that fat. And they're just a few of the things. I haven't gone through everything. Body goals and your results are heavily linked to your nervous system regulation. So as she said, once I feel it's under control, then I feel my food and gym work will start becoming more effective and weight loss will come. This is absolutely true, because you could be doing all the same things in terms of input, in terms of food, training, sleep, but your body's processing it all different because of how unregulated your nervous system is. Not taking into account obviously the decisions you're making based on being unregulated as well. So this to say, having a good nervous system practice will make such a difference. It will make night and day difference on the reports that you actually get, because having a regulated nervous system means that everything is functioning properly and you can make better decisions. So as I said, the 3-step practice that I've just given you will make a difference. Learning to scan your body and see what state you're in, seeing how your body is just trying to support you and what it actually means when it's holding you back from your goals. So like for example with inflammation, you might be frustrated at your body because it's inflamed, but your body is just sending you a signal that it's stressed. All it's trying to do is to protect you. Or it's holding on to fat around your stomach, very annoying, very frustrating. But it's holding on to the fat around your stomach to protect your organs because it senses the stress, it thinks it's in danger and it wants you to be alive, it's protecting you. And if you can look at it from that angle, that your body is just trying to keep you alive, it loves you, it's protecting you, it doesn't want you to see harm, then you can be a bit more soft in the way that you interact with your body. And then the final step is the shift, it's taking the action, it's using your nervous system toolbox and either up-regulating or down-regulating, or if it's an emergency, using your emergency tool to shift yourself out of that state so that you can continue on and behave in the ways that you want to behave. So to answer this question, I think instead of trying to kind of work through and understand the symptoms that you have, so like you said, for example, having gut problems and feeling like your workouts aren't working, I personally think the best thing to do is to integrate a effective and very easy nervous system regulation practice. Start tracking your HRV score, which is a proxy basically for how well your nervous system is functioning, and you can learn about that online or just put it into ChatGPT. But I have a full course that teaches you how to track your HRV score and how you can improve it, and ways that it actually can be interpreted, so the data can be interpreted to help you make decisions on what to do with your body goals in terms of when to train and how to train and when and etc. So really, I think look into building like an easy implementable nervous system practice and allowing your body systems to come back into safety, because from that point everything will be much easier. And if you're already doing the right things in terms of training, food, I think it will just help your results to start coming more naturally. So that is it for today. Go out there, girls, with fire horse energy. Absolutely smash your goals. This is going to be the best year. I know it's going to be. I know for an absolute fact this year I'm going to quantum leap. My life is going to completely change. I can just feel it, and I know fire horse energy is going to be behind it. And what is going to support that is me keeping myself regulated and keeping on top of my energy and making sure that I feel safe enough to actually achieve these goals. So if you want that too, I'm going to be launching the course this week. It's going to be live. It's literally an hour and 20-minute training, and I teach you every single thing you need to know about regulating your nervous system from the position of looking at it from your body goals, but it can be applied to all goals in your life. So if that sounds like something that could be helpful for you in this fire horse year, then have a little look on my Instagram, which is Lauren C.A. Dowling, and any questions, just hit me up in my DMs. And yeah, speak to you next week, and have a lovely week, guys. Stay hot, stay happy, and stay healthy.